2020, when the country was hit by COVID-19, the Ministry of Education and Sports introduced e-learning to students. And here, students used mobile phones, laptops, televisions to access their education while they were home. And many schools after that left their students to be having mobile phones in schools. With me today, I have students from Medina Islamic Senior Secondary School, and I want us to be discussing about that particular e-learning. Should schools allow their students to access or have mobile phones within the school premises? Rukia is my name, and this is Riyadh Diaries. Welcome. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Yes, tell us your names, the school, the combination you're doing, and we start right away.
My name is Hussein Bukenya from Medina Islamic Secondary School. Still here, and I do History, Islam, Literature, stroke ICT.
I'm Chikomeko Yusuf Huzaifa, Medina Islamic Senior Secondary School. I do Mathematics, Economics, and Arabic.
I'm Webazi Warda. I do Biology, Chemistry, and Mathematics.
History, Islam, and Literature at Medina.
Okay, so welcome to Riyadh Diaries, and as I told you earlier, we are going to be discussing about the issue of mobile phones. Should mobile phones be introduced to students in schools, yes or no? I have students that are saying yes, they should be introduced, and other students are like no, they should not be introduced. Well, I'm going to start with students that are saying they should be allowed in schools. I'll start with you, Husna.
Yeah, my say about that is that phones should be allowed in school. They should not only be allowed but legalized. You know, the government introduced the new curriculum thing. We had the Minister of Education and Sports, Janet Katahamseven, the mother of Uganda. They introduced the new curriculum, and because of research work, you know, the new curriculum, it's mostly about the student. We need to have research work and everything, so it's better for a student to have their own phone.
Yeah.
Because with their phone, they
Like,
can
I mean-
access the internet and, you know.
Of course, because not only are you having that, you also have project works. And you know, things about school is really expensive to restock a library each and every time you get. And
Okay,
also,
so you
right
said about
now,
the new curriculum. Do those projects require students to have mobile phones or use
of
mobile
course,
phones?
you're supposed to research and know what you're going to go in for. You're going to go a project. No, you're using materials, but you have to know what you're going to go in for. So you're going to go in for this project work. You don't even have an idea. You don't even have an aim. You're supposed to have an aim of what you're going to do and make research about it. The stock in the library may not be good enough to achieve what you want. You get? You're going to everything on internet is going to be updated, but then maybe the library books are not as good. Yeah, they're outdated, and restocking a library is really expensive. You know something, honest? Let me tell you something. Bukenya,
We're having many projects which do not even need phones. For example, the
Carpentry.
the carpentry, each and every stuff. So the part where phone is needed is very.
let me ask you
And not
something.
even
Let me
parts
ask
where
you
phones are
something.
needed.
Do you know that carpentry needs designs?
No. Let me ask you a question.
Do you
Let me ask
think
a question. Let me ask you a
everyone
question.
has that
Not
art?
every school
phone-
Not
is
everyone
doing
is
that.
creative
Can
enough.
a computer do what a phone does? Why would you want to
course.
give our kids? Thank you for allowing that. That basically means that it should be the government just helping the schools or the schools talking to the parents to
purchase
provide
computers?
laptops and computers, which is far more formidable than bringing a phone.
Something. A phone.
So you basically just want to bring something you can carry around every time.
What you're going to say is a disadvantage of the disadvantage of having the phone is the very exact thing that you're going to do on the laptop. I can access my Instagram using a laptop. I can
A laptop,
access
you can easily-
my
you can easily
my
put
my
track.
all my
You can easily-
internet. You know,
Yes.
so you can access everything you want to access using a phone on your laptop. So actually it's even
more or less the same.
yes, it's more or less the same. Actually, even a phone is better. You're going to have your own personal phone. You know, computer lab, maybe it's not enough. You know, maybe 6 people are lacking
Having
where to
senior
sit.
fives in the-
You're having
in the computer
senior
lab,
fives,
you're having
they're having that
projects to
program. You get, if you're going to have your personal
your
phone,
own phone.
you're going to go and make research, go get the designs for the carpentry, go in for something. When you're already having the update about something, you're going to go.
Madam, can I
Okay.
get a little hit on this?
Yeah.
First of all, when the government issued out the new curriculum, reasons to why they used the phones because kids were at home. The schools are advocating to bringing phones in schools, where the fact that they were saying that let them try to see how it will work out.
How
and by
effective it
the
would
yeah,
be.
but the effectability shows that it is not that much effective because
Exactly.
in the end, kids are going to you're going to get their minds are going to be off. In the end, you're going to look at kids only thinking about what is the newest song. I'm going to TikTok. I am going to do what. But and we have
Social
actually seen
media.
that.
Exactly.
Haven't you seen a lot
You
of
can
schools
do
when
that
the kids are posting a lot of
You've
videos,
talked
dance
about-
videos,
Yeah,
what, but not
listen.
studies.
Yeah.
Then
And
the
again,
government said that
Did you
they're going to get
realize-
some little
Aside of
money, or else they advocated for schools to buying computers and
Mm-hmm.
laptops. Then why would they advocate for that? Because they can easily be put on tracking technology where you can see what a kid is doing on the laptop, where you can see what a kid is doing on the computer, and they can make the schools affordable. Then it's the fault of the school not having a computer lab that's not
Yeah,
enough for
because
the
I'm
students.
thinking those computers can be regulated,
Yes.
just like how you
But
do.
you can't easily
Exactly.
regulate a phone,
And
even
which
though
is
your
not the
parent
same
tells
case
that
about
use
the
it from
phones.
this. Or I'm going to put in my own firewall, I'm going to put in my tracker. The kids can easily remove them. You know, kids of this generation. You
Let me
can't
tell
tell me
you
that you
something.
can't spend 3 hours without going to
Bukenya.
TikTok, can you?
Bukenya.
You can't.
Bukenya, a
TikTok is
simple
life,
question.
man.
Let me tell you something. I'm going to first ask you this.
Yes, ask
Bukenya,
away.
can't you access Instagram and TikTok using a computer?
If it's regulated and removed off, I can't access it.
Let me tell you something.
Maybe
The
you access
research,
them on
the
the
research you
lab
want
of
to
the
use on the
school.
computer needs Wi-Fi access.
The schools
Same thing
provide the
with
Wi-Fi.
the exactly.
Yes,
It's,
and they can
listen.
regulate what you can
Same
do
thing
it.
with the phone. You're going to still get access with whatever you want to get access with, either having a phone or a computer.
It's different.
So
You know
it's
why?
not
It's
of
different
any use.
because when you're looking at the usage of computers, they can be connected to one major computer, whereby you can place on that major computer, you can regulate what they are going to do. For example, kids would want to go and search for pornography, you go to self search and place in blur, and none of them can be able to what to achieve all that because it is connected to one computer. Unless when the kids are going to run and they go and they stick in and that computer and see it, which will be protected in the end. But a phone, every kid has their own phone. My brother, you will see kids playing games inside class.
And again, on
On
this
the
side,
submission, yeah.
the phones cannot be controlled. How? If at all we are at school, we have control. For example, after preps, you cannot access the laptops. They are already in
the computer lab.
yeah. So which is the same case at school. When
With
you're having
phones.
phones, you cannot. You are able even to hide them in the back, to hide them in the case, so you can access them at each and every time you want. So you may not even get time to revise your books when you are.
Have you been?
The only
Have you been to an
disclaimer
environment where they allow laptops, but then you just have to register it to the computer lab?
Yes,
You can
Exactly.
register your
Thank
phone
you.
on the computer.
That's
Thank
exactly.
you.
I can assure
You
you,
cannot register. Kids can easily
You
snake them
can
because they are
sneak
in a very good
a laptop
Yeah,
bag.
Seriously. Why are
Yes,
we
they are
having cases
portable,
of where they
but
don't
to
allow
say
phones in
laptops
schools, but
can't
kids
be-
still sneak phones in schools? But laptops are in a size whereby you can't, even though it is
And
small,
everyone can
they can
recognize that
easily
this is a
recognize this is a
laptop.
Let me tell
laptop.
you
Yeah.
something about a high school kid. If a high school kid is determined, they are determined. I
That's-
can assure if I want to
about
bring
you,
a
it's all
laptop,
about
I
you.
cannot fail to bring a laptop.
So that means in your
It is
mindset,
all about-
you only have the issue of breaking rules, and you wouldn't want
No.
something that would help.
There
be
is
easily
nothing
caught.
about breaking rules. Same thing with a phone. Each person gets a phone. Most of the time, you get to know about them. What you mean to say, if it were like that, we wouldn't have known those people who have phones, but we get to know them still in the end. You want to tell
You
me
knowing them
a phone
doesn't
looks
mean
like
that
a
they can't
calic?
hide them.
This
People
and
hide
this.
phones.
Yamudo, why do you think mobile phones should be allowed? Because you said they are.
Research.
Yes.
We have research. There is
Research
also
and also
get removing
And,
that.
and to add on that,
Listen, there is also something
books
that
are outdated. It's
My
very
sister,
expensive
we
to
can-
restock.
to
a
restock
library.
every now and then.
Then the
It's cheaper
schools
for
can
every
research.
student to have their phone and have Wi-Fi
First,
access.
make your point at home. Research and how you go ahead.
Research. He's talking about the libraries. It's very expensive to restock a library, but when you have your phone, the internet is up to date. Everything is up to date. Like, why not? Why would you?
Even the restocked things may even have, may also lack some content that you really need. Like, I mean, and also we know our generation, it's really, really so hard for someone to sit down and read something. It's easier for someone to get a phone, search and get to
Madam.
what they want.
Madam, would you realize that the government advocating for the new curriculum, they knew that taking it to schools is going to be expensive to handle. And for a school to allow the new curriculum to be in it, God bless us, but they also know that it's going to be expensive for them to handle. That's why
There is
schools
nothing-
are doing their level best to
Bukenya.
restock computers, to
This-
restock all that. If kids don't want to go to libraries
You're
to
the very
research
people
from there,
complaining
then
about
the
too
next
much
thing they
access.
should do what? Then they That's the reason why those are government
You're the very
issues.
people talking
Right now we are
about
talking about the
overtaxation.
computers and the
Because it's
what.
the money we pay that is
The
going to
money
be-
that we pay,
going
that's
to
it.
stand
It's
out.
going to
That's
even
what you
become
say.
now. Number one, let me show you why phones shouldn't actually be allowed. Number one, it's going to cause sidelining in schools. Some kids can't afford phones. For crying out loud, they tell you, me, I use my mother's kabiriti. If you can't call me on my mother's kabiriti, don't call me. So they
And
want
then
to
if
create
at all
a
they can
season whereby
access-
if they can access phones, parents
And
regulate them
they
a
are
lot.
of levels. This one will come with
Ah,
an
iPhone,
iPhone 15,
this one's
and
going to come
so
with a
they'll be
Pixel,
looking at each
and then
everyone, like
if
You
they can
know-
literally just look
No,
at the
that
shoe and they
school
be
can
like, this
put
one is
something
wearing
in a
suede and this one is
Yeah.
wearing
Listen,
shiny.
okay.
What about phones?
They
Would you
bring
say
in
that we are the
levels and-
iPhone gang? Eh?
No.
We are the what
Let
gang?
me tell you something. You want to tell me everyone here pays the 1.2 M at once?
No, why do you think
No,
they don't
think-
bring it
wait,
out?
wait,
Why do you
let me
think
get
the
my
school
point.
doesn't come out
Let
and
me
say
get
that
at
these
home.
people pay the
Okay,
1.2 M at
yeah.
once?
Let me
This
get to my
they're trying to
point.
keep
You
the
know,
social
the
status
circular can
banned.
regulate and be like, everyone, you're going to come with an iPhone. What? 14.
What about those ones who
Listen,
can't afford
those who
them?
can't afford. That's why I brought up the part of school fees. No one pays 1.2 M at once. They can access them at school. Some place where, listen, they can bring a place and they literally get them from school. You come, you enter as you're getting your phone. It's part of school fees. For us, literally, would wear the same shoes, have the same sheets in dorm.
Madam.
You listen, you
veils,
listen,
everything, same
same
watches.
everything. But you would be like, you know, that maybe you paid 600. I'm going to pay my 1.2 at once. I'm going to go for the trip. You're not going to go for the trip. The issue is, if I come at school, we're all going to wear butter.
The
we're all going
moment-
to wear
no,
shines.
no, let me
That's the
ask-
same thing
no,
that they have
so
put in the
why
circular
don't you,
with the
instead
phones
of-
to promote
instead of doing
equality.
all the shenanigans of showing that you guys have incompetency in accountability, you do an accountability, get something that's going to be used by everyone, put up the computers. For example, let me give an example of Medina Islamic. What they did, they brought Wi-Fi routers and placed them around the school. The next thing they did, they bought computers that are going to be enough for the kids who are doing new curriculum. They told the parents who can be able to buy for their kids laptops, they bring the laptops. Those who can't afford laptops, the school has provided for them computers, and the kids still do their research, and the laptops are monitored under what? These guys are calling for a world whereby come with your phone, and them saying that, oh, maybe let us put there that you come, everyone is going to
now
get
should
iPhone
argue
14.
that
What
this-
about kids who we will have and are coming from Toronto? They are no, sorry, not Toronto, coming
have
from
come
Tororo,
to
coming
a
from
school.
and
Hoima,
everyone
coming
is
from
able
one,
to make
and everyone.
research
Yes.
using
Let me
the
tell
laptop.
you something.
the
If we
available
can
at school.
attain research on the
Bukenya.
So you don't
laptops,
need a phone at
Bukenya,
school,
you've
really?
come to this school.
I've come from this
You've
to
come
this
to
school.
Medina
Yes, and I
Islamic.
know other schools.
You
For
know
example,
other
even
schools.
Green
You
Hill,
would have
it's
gone
the
to a
same
school that
issue.
pays 300, but you decided to come here with the pay 700.
came to learn
Literally,
both
because that
Islam
is
and
in your
Deen.
range. You go to a
Yes.
school that is
Not
in
in
your
my
range.
No, I
Because
don't come to a
most
school
of
because
the
it's in my
time,
range.
let me tell you
No,
something.
we come to the school because of the quality and the education I'm going to attain
You know,
from it. For
there
crying
is
out loud,
quality.
we don't judge schools by range of money and what. If it was so, we would see schools that pay 3M being the best schools in Uganda. Tell me 3 schools that pay 3M and the best schools in Uganda, apart from those other schools that you said that this one and this one and this one. Medina's standards of studies, I like them and my parents like them. So we came to attain them. If you came here because of us, no problem. For us, we are advocating for something that
Yes,
shows
you're
equality and a
advocating.
range that is better.
No. Wait, the arrange that is better. By the time you come from, what district have you guys even done a place?
Okay, Nakapiripiti.
Whatever
It's
the
from
place,
Kabale,
I don't know, Kabale. I don't mind the place. Okay, the issue is wherever you've come from. By the time you get transport to bring you here, the time, okay, they should add it to the school
What
fees.
if it's my entire clan that has said our dearest boy who
They
is
will
going to
do
study?
that
Let
and
us
get
go
you
and
a
actually
phone.
Connecting that
So you be-
sisters bringing, brother bring, and
schools are
put
good
a
So
lot
you
of
see,
here.
you
Bring
still want me
an
to go
iPhone
then I stand
15
up in the
school.
masjid and I'm like,
Chikomeko,
Imam,
do you know that we have
collect
some
money
things
to
that
buy
are
me a
compulsory in school?
phone.
Yeah.
Things that are compulsory.
Why do you think
You know
phones
that
and laptops
first
are
listen.
compulsory?
And they are
First
necessary.
listen.
Necessities,
phone
they-
is-
You've
Not
said
even
it
a
right
phone, a
now. You've said it right now.
necessity.
And
Laptop.
something that can replace a phone.
For example,
What we are
an
meant to be
underwear
using,
is a
not the phone.
necessity. It's compulsory for you to have an
Hi,
underwear. Is a
listen.
phone like an underwear?
Wait.
Without a
that's-
phone, I don't die.
Kenya, did you realize there's some things they add to the circular that
Yes.
are not very beneficial
Like
and they're
what?
quite
Like what?
expensive?
No, do you buy them?
Listen.
Some kids don't buy
First
them
of all,
because
I'm
they're
not
not
saying
what, and the school
buying.
doesn't
It's not
penalize
about
them.
buying. You listen. There's some things they're going to be like, if you've not paid for this, you're not going to enter the school gates. If you've not paid for
If
this,
it's the
and
school
they
that
literally,
needs it and it's
you
a school
listen,
necessity,
and
then done.
exactly, and that's why we're
also
saying
be a
a
school
phone can also be a school
It's
necessity
not-
if they put
But
in the
that-
prior
but
of
the
it coming
harms
into
the
a
phone
school.
is going to cause for the school and the parent. It's actually going to make many parents say, "I'm not taking my son back to school." Why?
You
They
know,
are telling us to bring phones. Me,
it is
even some
compulsory
parents
at
don't even
school.
have
This is
phones.
not
Literally,
lively,
the parent tells you,
But-
"Me, I bought this phone of mine 20K. I can't even just go buy another phone. It's even old. But then how am I going to afford to buy a phone? Some even kids are given just bursaries to study for free. The school says because of your social standard, because of your amount standard,
bring the phone.
you're literally saying that we ditch the giving of bursary to kids who can't manage to pay for themselves school fees and start buying phones for the kids who can manage school fees because of phones. Which world are you living in,
And to add on
bruh?
that, it's all about you. With or without a phone, you can become immoral.
Thank you. So with or without a phone, you can become immoral. But it's a higher risk when you're having phones.
No.
Parents are
It is
crying.
automatic.
It's
No.
even automatic.
You have the access
We literally
to
have phones, but kids
you
can
have
even
You
know
can
each
also
and
have
everything that can.
access to internet. And
Bukenya.
But
But
they
again,
can
Bukenya.
regulate it.
No.
It can get
Bukenya,
restricted.
don't you have a phone?
I have a phone.
Thank you. How indisciplined are you?
I am very indisciplined.
Thank you.
Thank you.
How indisciplined
And
are
I
you?
like my
Again.
indiscipline.
Okay.
You're even proud of your immorality.
All right, just
Yes,
remind
that's why I
you.
can't
Let me
allow
tell you
people to
something.
become like me.
Okay, just remind you, we are at Madina Islamic Senior Secondary School. This school is located in Sanji Kateleke along Masaka Road. If you're looking for a school to take your child, you can always pass by and see how they operate. We can proceed.
So let me tell you one thing. When you try to drive it to the religious sector, the Prophet ﷺ urges us to not stand in places that will give us suspicion. La taqif fi mawaqif at-tuham. Number one, when a kid has a phone, the first thing that will jump in their mind won't be research. Research will come like a sideline. For crying out loud, me and him are doing debate, are doing national debates. But whenever we go for national debates, you are having your phone. You really, the first thing you're going to do, they're telling you to research. The next motion is coming in 3. You're on TikTok.
Check the inbox.
Yes, you're checking
What
your
is happening
inbox.
in the world?
What's happening in
Exactly.
the world?
You want to be
The
a
time
And
you
the world of entertainment.
the time you
Instead
realize
of
that you have to
focusing on
use
what
your
you
phone
Checking in
for
your
the
inbox.
important stuff, the time you have to check on the important stuff,
Checking in your inbox?
you're going to talk to people who aren't going
What
to
if
be-
what
to
they're
be
telling you
doing
is
you.
prior information? And if they're telling you something that is really
On a count of 10, how many people in your inbox are really inspiring you?
And for example, in
we have said
school,
on account
you're
of
meant to
10 you
be,
failed the question.
Drawing biology drawings, but
Yes.
you are checking your phone. You're wasting time. Time you'd have used to draw the
Madam,
drawings.
picture the
Check
world
your
whereby
phone.
you were in
still
class
watch
and your
that
teacher
time
has
on
told you, all of you,
Thank
open
you.
this
But
website
the
and what
laptop
and
is always
what.
limited,
Eh?
and you cannot.
The simplest example is are the schools outside Uganda. You see how they always use kids come with their phones, and you see that lecturer is lecturing, but one is on games, another one is chatting with the neighbor. Man, this lecture is boring. I get you, bruh. And the only one who's caring about studies, the message comes. You have to check the message.
And at the end of the day, failing is the order of the day.
Failing is the order of the day. And schools that have not had phones are showing us how it's really working out. Ever since schools advocated for the new curriculum, schools have told parents that we are not going to allow phones because we know how it's going to be burdenous. Sometimes the laptops are not that much expensive than phones. Because for crying out loud, my father had to buy me a laptop of 700k.
Yeah.
And then someone's telling me that I buy a phone of 1.5 M. Seriously? Not 200,000 for your information.
Okay, so Walda, why are you insisting? Why are you insisting that phones should be allowed to students in schools?
There are many reasons. Let me say, first of all, she first talked about the research. The other thing, we have seen the campus of right now, the campus you're having in Uganda. You know, it's something that doesn't happen to everyone. Those have been schools that allow phones. You know, you're going to be in a lecture room, someone's going to get out for a call. Something that is quite not that much of relevant. You're going to do the lesson because you're in your phone. Every now and then you're going to be on your phone. But if you learn to live with your phone and drop your phone addict, that is being with your phone every time, and learn to live without
You
it.
can drop the
Of
addiction
course,
of phones.
everyone can drop addiction as long as you put your mind towards it. Man, let me tell you something.
For crying out loud, Kyrie Jenner sends a new post on Instagram and it falls in your DM. Would you really want to leave it alone?
Of course,
You
I
don't
can see
check
it
out.
later.
You who
Let
likes
me
the
tell you,
beats, the way you like
Bukenya.
Justin Bieber and he drops a new song and
Let me tell you something. I've been having my phone, let me say, from my year one. Those are usual things. He's going to do it, he's going to post again, he's going to
And
post
you will
again.
have to watch
You
him and
listen.
watch it and
So
watch it and watch
wait. I'll be like, it's something normal. He has made a post. I can see it anytime. It's not going to fade. He's not going to
Even
even.
in class, it's any time.
Let me tell you something. Anytime I can have my lesson and see the post later on. And even you can have the phone. You can have the phone in school, access your phone, but the phone can have limitations. If they put you have to buy it by rule, and they're all like, you guys, you're not supposed to have your phones in class. It can work out because first of all, let me tell you something.
A lot of schools have actually had such a rule and kids break
Complete your
it.
admission.
Let me tell you something. You know, when you're in school, there's some things. If you have that fear, like if I go with my phone, you're going to have detention. They're going to take my phone for a week. You're going to get, how should I say? You're not going to get to have your phone. Imagine that life. Wait, I'm going to spend a whole week without having Instagram. I'm going to spend a whole week without going on TikTok after class, during your free time, during that leisure time. Let me study right now. I'll have my phone later. When somebody gets punished for having a phone in class, perhaps they take their phone for a week and they don't have any other option. They'll learn from their mistake, like, okay, I used my phone last time. I'm not going to do that mistake once more. They'll not dare to go with that phone once more, and to be an example for the rest. Like, I mean, it's something quite obvious. Addiction is addiction. Let me tell you, Chikomeko.
This day they take it, then the next
You're-
day they'll be like, no, I'm not taking it anymore. In the morning,
How-
it's again back. It's the same thing with the phone. If you have
How often are you on your phone at home?
most of the time.
Most of the time, thank you. This school
Because
set
you don't
a
have
rule.
books to
Listen,
read.
this school set a rule. You're not
At school,
supposed
you
to
have
come
books to read.
with
At
your
school, I have
phone.
tasks
Yeah,
to
listen,
do.
yes, you have tasks to
Exactly,
do.
so you're
They
not
said for
supposed
you a
to
rule,
bring
you're
your
not supposed to
phone.
come with your phone. But you know you could still do it. But you know the consequences of having your phone in school.
Madam,
That's why you
madam,
wouldn't
madam,
still
it's
bring it.
different.
There's a
No, there is
reason why-
nothing
there's a
like
reason
different.
why
The
in
exact
schools-
the exact fear
Madam.
that stopped you from bringing your phone at school is the exact fear that is going to stop you from going with in class, because you know they are going to literally take your phone.
Let me ask you a question.
That is at
Let me-
home.
That's home. We're talking about
Let me
phone
tell you
access in
something.
school.
Okay, one person at
Okay, let me try to paint for you the world they really think they can do, and the world that has literally failed. Because for start, the moment you say that you're going to put restrictions on time for phones, for crying out loud, even someone who has common sense can just see it. Restricting time on phones when a kid can just get a phone and place it in socks and walk
Anywhere
with it
they
And
want.
anywhere they want.
And
And how am I going to use it for crying out loud? I go to the
In your
toilet.
socks?
Not even that. Desks
Let me
in
tell
schools
you.
create the perfect environment for kids. I put it in silence and actually start to use it. And you see me pretending to concentrate at the same time I'm using it. We are having earpods. I can just put the earpod in here, put on my veil for the girls. Music is playing. I'm not in class because I don't want to listen to what the teacher is
Let me tell
telling
you.
me. At the same time,
You're not
it's going to
talking-
increase immorality. They thought that we were going to run the case of pornography. Those are cases of the old days. We are showing you the bad things phones have brought to us. You see the way she's complaining. She knows when they give her a phone right now, she's going to use it in a way that will benefit her needs.
Yeah.
You literally will check on her tab, the old tabs she has been using the phone for at home. Her saying that they can regulate it and she can use it for research. You'll find like she has done research 3 times. The remaining tabs. What is the newest cloth? What is the best color to match with this dress? The best shoe that I can wear right now?
Okay.
The best this,
Okay,
the
first
best
fail,
hairstyle.
first fail. You, please complete your submission.
So I think as I conclude, therefore, the issue of allowing phones in schools is going to cause a lot of havoc in the country. For starters, it's going to degrade our own education system because literally parents are going to resort to saying, I'm no longer taking my kid there. You're going to see inflation in a lot of numbers increasing in the government schools because those ones don't allow phones and I can afford it. Yeah, let me throw my kid in there who pretend to be poor and enjoy the government's money. And the next thing, immorality. Not the immorality that we are used to, that pornography. No. Kids are going to literally listen to music in class. They're not going to concentrate. Kids are going to fail. And this is even going to cause a lot of problems. Literally, I say, phones shouldn't be allowed because of their negative impact they would have onto the kids and their
And
habits.
again,
Continue. Yes,
the
Adam,
Almighty tells us in the Holy Quran, Surah Yusuf, Inna nafsa la'amaratun bisawa. It is always our souls that direct us to follow our desires.
Correct.
So if at all I bring my phone at school, instead of concentrating, instead of doing my work, the attention will always be on phone. In class, I'll be pulling it out, checking my messages. So in
That
any way
new
possible,
message in the
phones should not
DM.
be allowed at school.
Did you experience? I personally, we had a computer lab. It had Wi-Fi access. You can chop a lesson and still go to the computer lab. and access the TikTok and the Instagram you still want to use.
They are regulated
They
nowadays.
can work you serious. You're
Yeah,
running to a
even-
computer lab for what? What? But phone.
They are-
You know how
They
dramatic
can
students
hide in the
are.
computer lab and use
Lesson.
the internet.
You can hide and use
You
the
can hide
Our
and
internet.
school
use the
has
internet.
regulated the use of computer labs. There is the timetable. Boys, girls, this time. There is
Even
no
the
time
lab
get the
attendant is
hell
always
out.
there.
And the lab attendant is unless when your school wasn't serious and keeping the kids security.
They even
thing.
come and check.
You can also have your phone. You can also keep your phone in the computer lab. You know, every time you're getting out, they can take off your phone. They
And
can.
that is even creating better room for me not to use it for studies.
Yeah.
Literally keep it for the computer lab. I will know that immediately after this is the time for research. Oh no, that's my movie time. Even I can even write it in my case, movie time.
So, Nyamudi, do you have other reasons as to why you think mobile phones should be allowed in schools? Yes, we've
Research
talked
can be
about,
done in any
we've
way
talked about
possible.
I
research.
can literally
Then what
use
other
one
reason do
book.
you think? Yeah,
Let me
mobile
tell you
phones should be
something. You know,
allowed?
there are so many incidents that happen in school. So perhaps somebody is going to have some problem in the middle of the night. You're going to have your phone. You know, people normally get some risky. You may maybe have somebody having some sickle cell disease, some jumpy diseases in school, asthma attacks. So we have sick bays. Yes, maybe there's an urgency. Not every time. Oh, don't worry, no things. Not everyone is going to be there at the time you want them. Agency, the nurse, this, and there may be some delays. You know, Ugandan things. Ambulance, this is this. But then, if it's apparent, it's an immediate effect. Your child is here on oxygen, they're literally going to come there and then, and they get information easily. There are even several things that happen in school, and you cannot feel, okay, you fail to get a place where you can report your issue. Let me say, it doesn't happen here, but for example, let me say a girl may be sexually harassed. She can't go to the deputy, she's lacking a starting point. You know, you're going to ask to call, but you can't use the secretary's phone. The secretary is going to be like, bring it, you like call from right here. You know, the secretary will be like, you
Alright,
listen.
okay,
They'll be
okay.
like, call from here, call
The
from here,
senior
have
woman
here
can
to
be
say.
bribed.
The senior woman
Alright,
can be
we are-
bribed.
time is
The person
against us.
Agency from
harassing you
home.
is the principal.
It's the
Just
only
to
way
give
you
an
can help.
example.
All right, time is against us. I want you to wrap your submission in a few words.
I'm not adding anything on this. Phones should be legalized, and it's a yes. A yes, a big one. Phones should be
A
legalized.
big no for me. Let's.
Okay, so Walda, your last remarks on this.
You've had our reasons. All I can say, phones should be legalized because it's for us, it's for our generation, it's for our future youth. And it's even obvious, if they don't legalize it right now, they're going to be legalized in the future anytime from now. It's just some sort of delay right now.
Okay, yeah, Chikomeko, your last remarks on this.
All in all, phones should not be allowed in school. They should not be legalized. If at all there were a need, they would have been used long ago from the ancient lives. But the phones.
Ancient lives, they didn't exist like technology.
No, like
Okay, please, you wait for him to do his last remarks because time is against us.
at the time our parents were in school, phones were around. So they would have seen that importance of coming to school with phones. So in any way, phones are not allowed or should not be allowed in school.
They even did have the phones
Okay, say, Bukenya, your last remarks on us. Please,
Lastly,
I'm the
but not
moderator
the
here.
least, after being given this great privilege to conclude, if you want to see your kids listen to music in school, in classrooms, if you want to see kids who chew bubble gum and don't care about what the teacher is saying, if you want to see, literally listen,
Please.
Concentrating in school.
if you want to see the government's education level dying, legalize phones, and there you see the worst of the worst happening in this .com era. I rest my case.
All right, thank you so much for watching. This is Riyadh Diaries and Rukeriad is my name. I've been at Medina Islamic Senior Secondary School with some of the students. These are A-level students. See you next time, same place.